I'm Gloria Strode, and welcome to Straightforward. Today I am visiting with my special friend Jamal G. And Jamal has a wonderful story of victory and success after a 6-year journey of being on dialysis. And he was blessed to get the perfect kidney. The perfect kidney. And he is really thriving and surviving after a kidney transplant. Welcome, Jamal.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes, well, we have been waiting to have this conversation. It's one of praise, thanksgiving, victory, success, supernatural favor, healing, all of the above. And it was a long and tedious journey.
It was.
6 years. And so you went on dialysis in, when it was, 2016?
2016.
2016. And was that a surprise for you to find out, because you're a young person?
Yeah, it was a surprise because...
And you're not obese or anything like that. Nice, slim, debonair looking young man. So it was a surprise.
It was because when they first told me, I went to get lab work, and then the doctor told me, okay, your kidneys are like going down. I was young, and so I was like, nah, I wasn't really paying no attention at first.
Right.
So later on, I went back and got another one. So that's like, hey, now it's time for dialysis.
Really?
It just hit me just like that.
Really? And so you were just going about life, living your life as this 20-something-year-old person, doing what 20-something-year-old invincible young people do. We think at 20-something, nothing's going to happen like that.
And that's how it was.
And so you just went along, and then one day, you got the information that you were going to have to go on dialysis.
Yeah, well, I actually had passed out, and that would make me go to the doctor again to see what was going on, and they were like, yo, we scheduled for dialysis.
Really?
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And so you started dialysis, which was something in itself. And so you initially started with perio. And that's where it's not with the blood, it's just with the fluids, right?
Fluid, yeah.
And you were doing it from home?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And that required changing your life, didn't it?
Yeah, you have to do it every day of the week. No days off, and from 8 to 10 hours a day. That's how I had to do it. They actually put the fork through your stomach. Yeah, then they drain through your stomach. Yeah.
And so that was why at your home you had all of these different supplies and boxes,
machines,
and everything, and then you would try to sleep through it.
Yeah, but you really can't sleep through that.
You really can't.
The machine, the noise, the alarms and all that. Yeah.
The alarms was going on.
Yes,
and so you did that for what, about
four and a half to 5 years.
And then from there you went to the hemo.
Yeah, the hemo.
Where you went to the dialysis center.
Yeah, where they trained me there, and then they sent me back home to do it at home myself.
Okay, so you did hemo at home too with the regular blood?
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
You were brave.
Yeah.
What?
So I was sticking myself in everything.
What? Oh, okay. So you were brave enough to do that, because my dad ended up going on dialysis at 90 years old. And that same team that took care of you, they took care of him. They're awesome.
Right.
Our friends at Freedom Associates.
Dr. Chauhan, he great.
Yeah, Dr. Chauhan, Dr. Alapane, Dr. Smith, Dr. Ramanad. They were all, and they were longtime sponsors of this show. But they're great people. They started with my daddy at 90. And he lived to be 92. So they wanted me to let him do at-home dialysis. But since I had other siblings, I didn't want to do anything that might make a mistake. And then...
Gotta be careful with that.
And it was like, no, I will never have them say, oh, she killed daddy. But that was a decision. No, you made on your own. And then you had a private space where you didn't have people always coming in and out, where you could keep everything sterilized and in a safe place.
Right. And not only that, like at home, all the responsibilities on you then. Like you got to order your own supplies. You got to make sure, like they don't, the facility, they just like cut you loose, and it's on you. So you got to make sure everything, by months and everything, you like a month
ordering in advance.
Got to order in advance. Got to,
That was that was a lot of responsibility.
And it's a lot of supplies, so you got to look down at everything from needles to tubes to solution to everything.
And you wanted to do that at home?
Well, they said I was pretty good, and
you trusted yourself, though.
Yeah, I trusted myself.
I never trusted myself with my daddy because with my other siblings and my nephews and nieces and all of these wonderfully educated people, I thought if I make a mistake, then we just gonna have a major family issue.
Yeah.
And so, but you took that responsibility. And you were your best healthcare advocate.
I was.
So I didn't know that you did the hemo at home because normally people do that at the dialysis center, and it's like 3 times a week.
Right.
So that cut back on the number of days you had to do it, right?
Yeah, because the benefit of it, like if you do it at home, you pick your own days when you want to do it, and you can pick how long you want to do it.
Right.
So so like if they like how they do 3 days a week, they may do 4 hours.
Right.
But I can do 3 days and do 5 hours, just to clean more.
Okay.
So,
okay. So you do have that option to go longer.
I can go longer, yes, ma'am.
Right. And
or I can go shorter, and instead of doing 3, I can do 4 days out the week and just do like 2 hours.
Okay, so you could spread it out as long as,
Yeah.
So instead of 3, you could move it to 4, but then fewer hours a day.
Yeah.
Right. And then that gave you some flexibility with whatever your other life was.
Right.
Your social life, if you wanted to go out and do something.
And that's pretty much why I wanted to do it at home, because I just didn't want to, be dedicated to have to go there at a certain time and all that. So.
Yeah, because my dad, he had to go Monday, Wednesdays.
Yeah.
No, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Because you either go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. He went Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and then he had to have transportation there, transportation back, and so you could just be in your pajamas at your own house, at your own leisure, watching your own TV, talking on the phone.
Yeah, and then another thing they say when you go up there, then it's like sometimes it's hard to get on the machine because they mess up some, and then people gotta like fix them, and then the people that's on the machine probably gotta go longer. So the appointment time, it probably pushed back another hour.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't manage your personal time that way, but at home you had your own private machine.
You didn't have to wait on nobody to get off or nothing.
Right.
It's just mine. So.
Well, that was very brave of you. I knew you were doing the perio at home, but I did not know that you did the hemo at home, and that is more reason why we need to have this conversation today. I know that your mom played a very important role in supporting you through this. So what we're going to do we're going to go to a break to our sponsors, and when we come back, I'm going to chat with your mom for a minute, and then after that, then I'll bring you back.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road, trusted by generations. The Columbus Memory Center, 7196 North Lake Drive, Suite A, Columbus. Dr. Jonathan Liss is a board-certified neurologist and sleep specialist committed to battling Alzheimer's by preserving independence, offering you the opportunity to get your memory number for free, the only vital sign for brain health. Call today at 706-327-4000 or visit columbusmemorycenter.com. And welcome back to Straightforward. I am continuing this very important conversation with Vanessa Jackson, who is the mother of my dear friend Jamal G. And unbeknownst to people in the community, Vanessa, in addition to being a school board representative for District 3, she is a director of Child Care Network, but in the middle of managing all of that, on a day-to-day basis, she was in a fight with her child's health care, trying to keep him alive, trying to keep him well. And as he said, this came as a surprise to him because at 20-something, he thought he was young and invincible and really didn't take it that serious because he didn't think that could happen to him.
Absolutely.
And so in the middle of working and serving the community and all the volunteer with the American Legion, all the other volunteer things that you do, you were dealing with the health care of your child.
Yes, I was.
And it was a long and stressful journey.
A very long and stressful journey. When we found out that, you know, he was going into kidney failure, I thought with Jamal being young,
right?
You know, Jamal, you know, because we talked about it, and he's like, "Mom, you know, my life is going to change," and I'm like, "Jamal, you're young,
right?
You know, you can do this, you know." And I'm thinking a year or two at the most.
Right.
I never thought that my son would be going through this for 7 long years.
Right.
And I was just thinking, by him being so young and active, that,
and he's not obese. He was
Right.
always this tall,
Right.
slim, very handsome, you know, physically fit young man.
Right.
It wasn't about being overweight or any
It's
of
just
that.
something just fell in his lap.
Right.
It just fell in his lap. But I really thought that he had this. That, I mean, we was just.
You didn't think the journey was going to be that long.
No, or that hard.
You didn't have a clue.
We didn't have a clue. We were not educated. And my thinking is, oh, Jamal, you're going to be okay because you're so young.
Right.
But it was worse because he was so young, because he was so active, because he was so used to doing everything on his own, going and working, and everything just stopped.
Because he said he started a perio.
Right.
And that was every day for an extended period of time.
Yes.
So how can you actually even go out and have a life? You were just he was kind of tied into that machine.
Yes.
Right. And so, which is hard. Because like you said, being so young, that's the part you didn't think about.
That's right.
Now, if you're an older person and you at a chill stage, or like my dad was 90 years old, I mean, you pretty much done a lot of things in life what you want to do.
Yeah.
But someone's going in at 20-something, that was a lot.
It was life-changing for him. It was life-changing for me as well, because of to see what he was going through, and
as a mother,
you know, see my son falling into depression, and you know, and it was like nothing that I could do. I felt so helpless. I felt so useless. You know, I just.
It wasn't in your hands.
It
wasn't
not
something that mama could fix.
I could not fix it.
All you could do.
I did try.
I know.
I did try. When I realized that, you know, with him being African American, that he had a chance of being on the list for 10 years.
Right.
Then I got into like mommy mode. I'm gonna do something about this, and then I'll give my child my kidney, because there's no way he's gonna wait that long.
Right.
So I went through the process and everything, and then when I got to the evaluation, they said that I couldn't do it because I had high blood pressure.
And so you couldn't do it because then you were going to be at risk.
I would be at risk, and they said they could not put me at risk,
right,
saving him.
Right. But then here I go. Remember the conversation we had about when he was waiting to get a kidney. He was on the list, and he didn't get a kidney once.
Right.
He was disappointed.
Yes.
And my conversation to him and you was, that is not the kidney.
That's right.
We are waiting for the perfect kidney.
That's right.
And your kidney wouldn't have been the perfect kidney either,
wouldn't.
Because you had what? High blood pressure. And so that was all a part of God's greater plan for him.
Yes.
And I remember the day when you said, well, they called us and we were on standby. And then you called back later and you said, well, somebody else got the kidney. And I was like, that wasn't the kidney.
That's right. That's right.
Because we knew of people, someone that got a kidney, and it wasn't the perfect kidney, because then they ended up back on dialysis.
Back on dialysis.
Right.
And that's what I told Jamal. I said, that kidney just was not for you. I said, but what I'm going to do, the person that got the kidney, I'm going to pray for that person, you know, to make sure that that is the perfect kidney for them.
For them.
Not for you, for them.
Right. And there were a lot of long days and nights when the tubes didn't work.
Yes.
And a lot of trips to the ER.
Back and forth.
And then you attended a school board event, which was in the summer in the heat. You passed out.
Yes.
And there was Jamal. It was two of you in the emergency room. So he was there because he was having a crisis with his tubes not working. And then there's a mother, the mother is down the hall, and then we just won't share with the audience how I was about all of that, because
I was just exhausted.
Right.
And,
but it was like, it's summertime, and so we have to keep Jamal as the main focus. And you're a mature woman, so why are you out in the 100-degree heat?
Right.
You shouldn't have stayed that long. So we had that little friend argument on the sidebar.
Yeah, you showed up and
but it was like, no,
that's it. I never did it again.
Right, because we needed to stay focused on helping Jamal through the journey. And then he has a very lovely daughter.
Yes.
And so he was trying to raise his daughter and be in support of her, and then manage all of that, which was a lot for a young man.
Yes.
It was an awful lot for him.
A lot. Yes.
So prayer.
Yes.
And the village.
And the village. We had a village. You and Mr. Strode. Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Aunt Linda.
Aunt Linda. I really don't want to get into
names because we'll leave somebody out.
I'll leave
Uncle
somebody
Junior,
out.
I gotta say Uncle Junior because he will show up whenever we call.
My little brother
Vincent.
Vincent and Joanne. It's so many. It's so many. But you bringing the food by and making sure that he's eating the right thing, that really meant a lot because I'm not a cooker.
We know that. You only want salsa and chips from the Mexican restaurant. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our break to our sponsors, and we're going to bring Jamal back. All right. We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors. Apple Tax Services for the best in tax preparation. 7413 Whitesville Road, Columbus. Call for your appointment today at 706-243-2590 or 706-243-2595. And remember, an apple a day keeps the audits away. The Miley Agency, 4903 Armour Road. Gerald L. Miley and William Ripsinger have been providing comprehensive reviews and insuring families in Georgia and Alabama for more than 50 years. The Miley Agency will work non-stop to find you the best policy at the best price. You can rest assured that your information is secure, confidential, and protected. Call today at 706-996-2045. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm continuing this wonderful conversation with my awesome friend, Jamal G., who has the perfect kidney, who is living his best life. He has returned to all of those wonderful activities prior to going on dialysis. You got the transplant at UAB in Birmingham?
Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay. So we got that great call for that perfect kidney because remember, we didn't get the other one, but it wasn't the one we were supposed to.
And about the call, like when they say have your phone on 24/7, you have to, because they called me like 6 o'clock in the morning and told me you got to be here in 4 hours.
Okay, so they gave you enough travel time to go from Columbus to Birmingham.
Yeah, it takes about 2 hours and 45 minutes, but when they say you got to be here in 4 hours, or they gonna give you somebody else. You just
so you had your bag ready and ready to go.
Yeah.
You kept a bag ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went on to Birmingham, and when you got there, what happened?
They
brought you right on in?
They brought me right on in, and at first they were telling me, be prepared to stay for about a month and a half, and they said even though if I come up there today, I still may not get the kidney. They got to still run tests in.
Right, to make sure everything's a match.
Right. So when I got up there, then they were telling me to go to this floor, go to another floor. Then when I got to that floor, they telling me to take my clothes off, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Am I getting the kidney? Then next thing I know, lady come in there, putting the IV in me, and they about an hour later they say, okay, you finna go do surgery now.
Wow.
So it happened just like that.
Yeah, and so we were just all behind praying all the way. Just, Lord, let this be the perfect kidney. And so you were in surgery how many hours?
I could say probably about, I was asleep, so probably about 3, 4, maybe 5 hours.
Okay, so that means everything went smooth.
It did.
We didn't have any crises.
No.
You got through it, got to your room, and got to recovery. I got a call from your mom, and it's like, things are going good.
Going good, right?
Yeah, because we did what? We got the perfect kidney.
Got the perfect kidney.
Right.
Waiting for the perfect kidney.
Yeah, and so when you woke up, how was that to know that you had gotten that kidney? You've been on that journey for, around 6 or 7 years. I mean, how did that feel?
Well, I woke up and had to urinate, so that's the best. Well, that was the best feeling ever.
Yeah, because you haven't had that natural feeling.
I ain't urinated about 5 or 6 years before
Right,
that. So,
right.
So that was, it felt kind of different.
Yeah, right. So you knew it was a perfect kidney.
Right.
It was already working.
Yeah.
And that was quick.
It was, and I just kept on urinating. I said, they keep on, coming out. So,
yeah. So anyway, so that brought us joy.
Right.
And you were happy that, this is working.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so your medical team, they were all impressed.
Yeah, because the team, the therapeutic team, I guess that's what you call them. They come and get you and make you just walk around and do all that. So they said they'd come like every other day, but they only came one day for me, and they just left me alone. They said, "You're doing good. We're gonna worry about other patients."
Really?
Yeah.
And so you were up and doing everything that they wanted you to do.
Yeah,
you didn't try to be, because a lot of times people have surgery, they lazy, they want to lay in the bed. You was up trying to get it.
I was walking around the hospital the next day after my surgery.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you were getting it all in, and instead of having to, so you left the hospital and you had to have another space where you and your mom and other family support people came and stayed with you.
Right.
And then you were like, okay, they said, I'm going to come home early.
Right, yeah, they let me come home like 2 weeks early because the doctor said we have no other reason to keep you here, so you can go.
Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing? And then, of course, your Columbus team, Dr. Shohan and all the people at Renal Associates, they were very excited.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually called you.
Yeah,
he did. He was very happy.
Yeah, the nurses and all.
Yeah, so you had a good team here, and then you had an excellent team at UAB.
Yeah. And the team here in Columbus, like, they did so much for me through the whole process. So,
so today, let me say this. So I was looking for you one day, I couldn't find you, and they said, Jamal was at school. I said, what, at school? Then I heard, Jamal, I can't do someone, I got a test. I said, a test? So immediately, you changed gears. It was like, okay, you went back to the world full time.
Oh, yeah.
Went on back to school and passed a test and started a new career.
Oh, yeah.
So what is that career now you're working on?
Pharmacy technician.
Pharmacy technician.
Yes, ma'am.
So with all of that you learned in your own care.
Right. I learned about all kind of medicines. I know how to administer medicine, mix up medicines.
You became a scientist.
Yeah, I know how to draw blood, give shots and everything, going through all that.
So that's why is that why you chose pharmacy technician?
Because it was easy. Like everything they know, I already know, and I've been through it. So and then
you already had on-the-job training.
I did, and I ran through the class just like this. And
did you?
Yeah, just like this, because I was like, especially clinical, they were like, you ready.
See, and I had no idea, and then I was asking your mother, I said, she said, and then you said, no, I told Mama I had to take my test. I said, take his test. I'm still thinking you at home, just, trying to do a little exercise and get back in the routine, and you were like, you're out there full force and full-time dad with your lovely daughter, Brooklyn, who is how old now?
She's 11.
11. Right. So you got to get it, because before long, you got to pay for a prom dress and debutante and all of that, so you're gonna need a lot of money.
Yeah, I do. So that's why I'm locked in now. I've been trying to do
and so pharmacy tech, that is, we never know in the journey why those things happen. Because prior to going on dialysis, that was
thought about no pharmacy tech.
You never thought about it. Because you worked in recreation and
for the city, for the state,
everything, but never in healthcare.
Never thought, never came across my mind.
All right. Well, I know that your future is bright. I know that you are thankful.
I am. Give him praise. I praise him every day for it.
Yeah, you're a miracle.
I am.
You are.
A walking miracle.
Yeah, because we didn't wait.
Testimony.
We didn't wait 10 years.
We didn't.
We got the perfect kidney.
Perfect kidney.
You back at a full life.
Right.
Living your best life, looking good.
Thank
I mean, really, because you were always very dapper and handsome. But you know, we
Say
can
that
see,
again.
no, really, but no, we can see where you have come back
Right.
to your full self. And that's really what we wanted. Well, we just certainly, we're very proud, we're grateful, we're thankful. We want you to stay focused.
I am.
We want continued success for you.
Thank
We
you.
want to thank the local team, the dialysis centers, the renal associates team, and the family and the village for everyone that supported you.
Right.
Right.
Thank you.
So we'll be checking back. Any parting words for young people?
Yeah, just, don't give up,
Mhm.
just keep pushing through and your day will come,
Your day will come,
It
and,
will
you,
come.
and you gotta have faith.
That faith, that's the word right there, have faith.
Yeah, because I know some days got really dark and tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a big struggle. And I didn't know that you were doing all of that self-care at home. I knew about part of it, but again, that was the detour in the road to take you to the new career.
Right.
So we're expecting great things.
Right.
All right. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing your story,
Oh, no
and
problem.
we'll have to share it more in the community.
That's right.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. This has been Straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.